Blame
Remember?
them. Why not? You know, if someone says something like that to you, just ask them, oh, yeah, when are you releasing it? Because you just told me that you're about to release the pandemic. You're threatening the whole world with your speech. And just tell them, go off on them. Because that's pretty much what they're doing.
Sorry, Harley, what were you going to say?
For years, they actually kept telling everybody, oh, there's going to be a pandemic.
Yeah.
So
Since
they were
2014.
They told us these people around.
So it's like now, you know, just a few months ago, or a month ago, basically, they're talking about, oh, new cases of coronavirus. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, get your shot or get whatever you're letting out the box. Let me choose. It's funny how they know.
They actually did social programming that. They did social programming us with the flu shot every year, and this was in the 90s and then early 2000s. Then in 2010, Oprah Winfrey. What happened?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, sorry. Oprah Winfrey met with Bill Gates, the Rockefellers, what's his name? A whole bunch of, anyway, I can see their faces, but a whole bunch of them. And they said they have to keep on spreading it, that the flu shot every year is important because of what they had planned down the road. And by the indoctrination of taking the flu shot, this was going to be a bad flu shot. And that was all CIA, MK Ultra mind control. So when they came up with the scam for Event 201, they knew exactly that people were conditioned, programmed, and ripe for falling for the lies. Then they had Reuters News spread it.
Mercury, we're losing you, buddy.
Like our host Alice said, what they did was the media was all spreading the exact same. There was a station. Are we? Okay, here I'm gonna jump, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I have bad connection. Take care, guys. I have a bad connection.
All right, see you, Mercury.
See you, buddy.
I love it when Mercury comes on because he knows so much stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Real question is it when come out new mates and they try and go back to all this shit, who's going to comply?
Not me, that's for damn sure. Not one little bit, not 1 inch, because that's just a tip. You all know what they do after they get the tip in, right? And I'm speaking bluntly, that's just a tip. Can you wear your mask for just 2 weeks? No, I can't, sorry. I'm all out of masks. Oh, we got some free. No, you can shove them up your ass. That's how your answers are supposed to be. In my positive light, that's a positive I'm bringing up to the table. Yo, go use your mask to wipe. Okay, get away from me. You know, I don't want to hear it. Just straight up disobedience. Straight up, no, I will not comply. And if you got to be rude about it, or you remember how they were talking about, oh, the next guy I see without a mask, I'm going to stick him. Dude, you know what I'm saying? How people were. Don't forget that shit. Oh, they should just round them all up and bring them to a re-education camp. You know.
You know when COVID first came out, it was around allergy season. When did the trails come out? Your upper respiratory came from that. They rebranded the flu. They pushed their little agenda. Then look at the fires. They put the chemicals on the ground. Look at New York. It was orange for how long? When that cleared up, who came in? Who's all being housed over there? Who's being evicted? You see where I'm going with this?
Well, COVID started.
They had pretty much everybody indoors and masked up.
So it was like November.
Yes, around November. We start finding out things in China.
November 2019, and people in Canada were getting sick already. People in the U.S. were getting sick already. We watched the news. We seen in China people fucking dropping on the dead on the streets, walking down the road, right? So it wasn't really allergy season, but what it was flu season. It's that first cold snap of the year where everybody's getting sick, right? This is where COVID fucking came from, where it started, the origins. Same time the regular flu season kicks in, September, October, November, right?
Yeah, right when LeBron said that crap about Hong Kong and China. If you look back at the timeline, and that's what I was paying attention to. They were trying to impeach Trump for the second time. And LeBron said that shit. NBA was falling all over themselves, deep throat China and, keep them on the good side because they make a lot of money over there in China. Chinese love their basketball. And that's a well-known fact. But when LeBron said what he said about Hong Kong should be free, blah, 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 that put a big black eye on China. I'm willing to bet that they went ahead and said, well, just send them a little present over with the fans. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, poof, everybody's got this hacking ass cough that doesn't want to come up, can't smell nothing. Yeah, because they got to come back to the USA, right? After playing their season in China. Do the meet and greet with the fans at the airport. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I ain't feeling too hot. That's you. That's all it took.
Yeah, didn't it hit some old age homes I remember in July of 2019, they were reporting some flu-like virus in the retirement homes. But I mean, they didn't know it was COVID, but there was this unknown virus hitting certain old. I mean, I heard something like that in 2019 in July.
Yeah, you did.
I recall that as well. And
Right, Rob?
I know I had COVID. It would have been 2019 November. I remember people having the same thing in October. This is in Canada, right? Is it, John?
Yep.
It's not in fucking Wuhan. This was here. And all they said was, oh, it's a bad flu. It's a bad flu. It's a bad flu. Then all of a sudden it's COVID. Fuck, everybody's going to die. Protect your grandma. Hide. Everybody locked down. Oh, my God. 2 weeks to flatten the fucking curve. Right? Do not fucking comply. I didn't comply the first fucking time. I won't comply the second fucking time because I'm not dumb enough to fall for that bullshit.
So,
Right at the height of COVID, we went to Chilliwack on holidays.
now they're at the point, though, that they don't. Here's the thing that, they know everything about this fucking disease or this, bug here, except for where it came from. So how you know every little thing about this motherfucker except for where it came from? You're full of shit. That's how it broke up in my head. It came down to two of these things cannot be true.
That's the first thing you have to find out is where it came from.
It's just like,
The U.S. and the science community says it comes. The U.S. and the science community says it comes from Wuhan. That's where it started. China is claiming now that it comes from the U.S. So who the fuck do we believe? Because in the end, we already know that they lie to us about everything, right? Every fucking aspect of everything.
It came from both. You had to have the funding. You funded it. You was in there. Look at the laptop. I'm just saying.
Yeah, weren't they working on that? The COVID-19 virus in Wuhan? Wasn't Wuhan?
They were working on the COVID.
Virus?
They were working on it also in Canada. At our laboratory in Winnipeg, and it's been documented that they were moving the strains back and forth between China and Canada. So where the fuck did it come from? Because Canada
Bill Gates just came back from the States.
And then in 2014, there was a moratorium or memorandum or basically a forebodance of gain-of-function research. And when that went up, they went ahead and started up in China because they have no such law over there. Okay? It's not like they ever stopped gain-of-function research in 2014 like they were supposed to. The people that were doing it said, screw that, we're going to China with it. That's what happened.
That's been admitted to by researchers that were in China. So,
when
did you used to go by a different name, Sludge? Because I recognize your voice.
Yeah, shit your brains.
All right.
I don't need them all. Because I haven't had that one.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because I love you. I'm just telling you, save me one. That's all. Just one. Just one, baby. Like I brought home ribs, from my old lady, and I just wanted to have her save me one, And I went today and I had a hankering. My body was screaming at me, eat some salad. So I went and ate 2 pounds of salad. I feel so much better though. I really do. Yeah, it's shifter brains. You've heard me before.
I'll place it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's my other name, shifter brains.
But yeah, do not comply. The bottom line, people are smart enough now to know, right? And you even see a lot of people with regret. So I don't know. Every time we push back and we do not comply, the government has to listen. They always do. But we need enough numbers that do not comply for that to happen. Now, when we see BC going forward already, and they're even saying, like, for hunting season, COVID mandates might come back. I've seen those posters as well at their tag issuers for hunting. There's a NDP government BC, right? So you're going to see governments that are left leaning pushing this first, and BC seems to be the test ground right now in Canada for these things. So it's interesting to see it start BC. Where to tell them, I'm sure. I'll be interested to see what the rest of the country does.
So Rob, when I first started the live, I got a whole bunch of people in here agreeing with that article there about BC hospitals bringing the mandate back. They were all in favor of it. So and they're saying, yeah, but it's just a hospital.
Yeah, I see it.
But it starts at the hospital, then sooner or later it's going to spill over into the public, and then again we're going to have a full blown out fucking mask mandate.
And then what? That's when you got to have.
And it's not just
people. It's not just.
It's not just the hospital though. They've got this at tag issuers in BC for hunting permits right now as well. So it's not just the hospitals; it's the BC government specifically and anything they control, right?
Yes, they're trying to keep you from feeding yourself when they say, hey, you can't come into the store without a mask or to market the beast or whatever. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Whatever their next move is going to be on us. It's all about that social conditioning that the young man was talking about earlier. And it's every fucking 20 years now because people are becoming more and more cohesive. Yep. That's the problem. That's why our government's doing this stuff is because, you got to stay 6 foot away from your neighbor. But why? Because we don't want you talking to them because you guys are getting along a little too good, and we can't push you around the way we used to when you guys were fighting, and we want you guys fighting. So if we could just mask your smile and then make it hard for someone else to understand what the hell you're saying in line, frustrate you to no end by keeping you 6 foot away from your neighbor, and I'm sorry, it was a frustration to me. Not being able to see somebody smile or what words they were actually forming, because guess what? In real conversation, you're looking for that mouth. You want to see those eyes, but you're looking for that mouth. Because eyes without a face is what? Nothing.
And when kids are learning to speak, like young kids are learning to speak, they need to see the facial, see your mouth move, so that they, when you're saying, they can see what your lips look like. But when you're in mask, I think I've heard, I'm not 100% sure, that kids were delayed in their speech because of the masks. I think I heard that. I don't
believe that.
Well, it was very hard to teach.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of developmental delays, a lot of autism. You look at your chemicals in your food. They attack the vulnerable, so it doesn't surprise me that they're going for the kids. And then there's another dark agenda down that one, if you know about,
Yeah.
And word and, red stuff, all that jazz. It doesn't freaking surprise me. And then they're going to attack your right to livelihood, and then they're going to say stay 6 feet away so you don't have a community, put the fear tactic in it so it delays us from moving. That's all it is.
I know. The other night I was in a guy's live and someone else come in and started asking, are you this, are you that, are you vaccinated? And I'm like, why are we talking about this? Because You know, are you still the one person that actually believes what's going on? Okay, well, that's your business. That's not what we're talking about here. But they kept pressing and they kept pressing and they kept pressing. I was like, all right, so you kept asking a bunch of the questions and this and that. Don't you care about your fellow neighbor trying to pack me a bag for my guilt trip? And I told him, I said, listen, man, where did it come from? Now you answer my question. Where did it come from? And they would not answer. So I was like, you know, hey, give them the boot, man, because they were wasting our time. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, we're going to have people that are lockstep with whatever they want to believe, and halfway because they want to trust somebody. And I can understand that as human. Every human has got to trust somebody sometime, because if they don't, they go nuts with all these things that they carry, right? So you know, that's why you have your friends, your confidants, and the people you can trust to talk to. So some of these people have never run into that person that they can trust to talk to, so they trust the news and they think they're getting the gospel from it. And they just can't see the news being wrong, because that would mean that they had a bad judge of character, and it would reflect upon their naivete, so to speak, about how they choose friends. And that's probably why they don't have friends, because they don't know how to choose friends. You know, a bad judge of character. So they believe, you know, whatever the hell they hear. And when they hear you and you're talking longer than their TV does, that's a problem, because now you're asking them to pay attention past the pre-designed parameters. And this all came about when they started shortening up how many words you can put in a comment. So they get people out of their thoughts and into their feelings and knee-jerk reactions, easily contained, easily manipulated into being adversarial towards each other, right? This is what they've done. This is what I've seen. I've watched it for 30 years now, long form. I mean, I don't watch short stuff. My whole life has been a movie I rewatch almost every day. You know, so I'm 50 now. So that's a good piece of things that are going on. And if I have a blank spot that I want to know about that timeline, thank God I've got the internet. Because I go and do my research and I make the puzzle fit. It's enough to drive you crazy.
And it's part of the reason why they have censored everything so much.
Yes, they don't want us to have long thought. They want short, emotional responses, so that we're easily manipulated into hating one another. And like I made a video the other day, I said, hey, we're all in the same boat. Can we stop beating each other up with the oars, please? And we're all in the same boat. We just got to stop beating each other up with the oars.
Absolutely agree.
Sorry, Jack. They will enforce martial art.
Martial law.
No. Martial art sounds better. That sounds more friendly.
Yeah, hey, you know.
And I'll pick up a skill. You know, that's one thing I don't mind if they enforce, actually. I hope they mandate it.
They've all got to worry about their own health and no one else's.
I can tell you another thing that's not helping us, but, you know, there is, you know, light. There is light at the end of the tunnel in all this, but the fact that there's a lot of this younger generation that want to be push button rich. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They don't want to work for a living. Nope. I'm in construction. I've been pumping concrete for the past 25 years, and tying steel and cutting concrete and finishing concrete and making homes and drilling foundations and, you know, welding. And I mean, just all a myriad of hard work. But these kids don't want none of it. They don't want none of it. And so who's going to build tomorrow? The damn sure ain't going to be me, because my begging to stop.
See, I see another issue there, that it's not that they don't want none of it. It's the fact that they see their parents and their grandparents working their butts off, and they have no life. And every dime goes to, pretty much most of it goes to the government. So it's like, I think they're like my son, he's 16. He's very much awake. And he says, what is the system that they're trying to shove down our throats?
This cradle to grave work with very little time of retirement or golden years, so to speak. I've been told, oh, them days are gone. You might as well forget about them. And that upsets me, because I know that those days have been beaten down and taken advantage of from the moment the wife stepped out of the house to go to work. The tax man said, all right, I got them both working now. I can get all up in their pockets. Hey, jack the prices up of everything and get them right up underneath your thumb.
It was beyond that when they started separating the families, because it used to be back in the day, the grandparents and the parents and the grandchildren all lived together. So there was always eyes on kids. There was always something happening. There was always somebody around.
Yeah.
They started making the family move apart.
And, but when they got the mom out of the house, that's when they did the most damage.
Yep.
Because honestly, I'm not saying that women should not have careers. I'm not the misogynist guy. I'm saying is that there was there was a result from that whether it be unintended and or intended, it was still a result. So when mom stepped out of the household, they said, now we can jack prices up and make it hard for both of them to make it. And they'll never get out of debt. And they'll always be on a treadmill of just barely making it. And near the end, we'll make them sue for their Social Security that we took from them. And we'll give them a pittance, and hope they, kick the bucket before we have to pay it all out. And I'm sorry, but that's what I've seen with my own two eyes. And meanwhile, we got, not begrudging nobody, but we got people that just walk right across the border and get $2,200 a month, displacing veterans that fought for our own damn freedom. And that's not just words or, it's not a soundbite. It's a fact now. And it's the whole thing it's just more than just a bug. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a bug anymore. It's not about our health. It's about our very dominion over our private property, which happens to be our body.
Yep.
It's about our very existence.
It's absolutely sad.
No, it's hopeful. It's hopeful. Because we're in a state of desperation, and that's the only place you find hope. You can't have hope without this kind of adversity.
Yes, when people wake up. But I mean, if they're still asleep, it's like, oh, you just want to shake them and go, get out of it. It's a nightmare.
Okay, well, along the way, you can try, but save yourself first.
Oh, absolutely.
People don't want to believe it. Nobody wants to believe that our government is really this evil. Nobody wants to believe that the whole system's here to fuck us, even though it does every single fucking day, right? People want to believe in the division politics. People want to believe in racism. They want to believe in bigotry. They want to believe in misogyny. They want to believe in all these things the government uses to divide us.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to believe that the government is the problem. People want to believe that we are the problem. Right? Same thing that I always say. Parents need to do better raising their children.
And who caused that division, Rob?
Well, obviously mainstream medium. You've got mainstream media. You've got government. You've got the policies coming out, right? Bad government policy is
the race baiters.
Right? Everybody's a racist. Everybody's a Nazi. Everybody's a fucking misogynist or a bigot or a homophobe or a transphobe. Like, let's be honest, white people have to fucking run around now and say, oh, it's my white privilege. The fuck it is. I worked my ass off to get where I'm at. There was no fucking privilege. I worked hard.
The only privilege I had was getting kicked in the fucking teeth while I was down. That's the only privilege I ever had.
Was there racial issues? Was there disadvantages in the past? 100% there was.
Absolutely there was.
But we're not living in the 60s anymore.
No, but I'll stand strong with anybody who fight against racism.
Okay,
You
guys,
know?
one at a time. Guys, one at a
Right?
time. Rob, this is what I hear now. I hear that the LGBTQ, there's hatred, so that's why they're indoctrinating this new school curriculum. And I'm thinking to myself, fucking Canada is one of the most accepting countries in the fucking world. I mean,
Tell me,
there might be one or two.
Did we not have RuPaul's Drag Race on mainstream TV?
Exactly.
Prior to all of this, we had RuPaul's Drag Race. We had gay people in every sitcom. It was widely accepted. Nobody cared until they made people care. Again, it's division politics.
They made it a
Exactly.
problem.
Yeah, by flying that flag at Parliament Hill, the government basically fucking declared war on everybody else. I'm sorry, but that's what they did.
It wasn't
And
a
they-
problem
and they-
until they wanted it to be a problem.
Exactly.
Well, but the only problem is that you're not over there participating with them. That's the problem. They want you to play along with the fact that this guy's got his wee taped to his butthole and he's a girl. I'm sorry, I don't play with that. Nice, I will call it what it is, and I'm not gonna say it here, but I'll be like, nice dude, and they'll get upset. I'm a woman. No, you're not. Even TikTok agrees with me, because when you see your stats, your analytical stats, there's only male and female represented in the genders. Thank you. Thank you.
Again, I don't give a flying fuck. In the end, the
Me
bottom line
neither,
is
me
who
neither,
you
but I
sleep
don't
with,
bend the
what
knee
you
for a
identify
girl.
as, it's not my fucking business. I
Yeah.
don't care.
But I think it's not my monkeys.
Right?
Yeah.
Blanket acceptance where it's at. Accept people for who they are. You judge them based on their character and their merit, and that's that. That's what I've taught my kids. You don't base people on the color of their skin, their identity, their any of it. You judge them by the person they are. Beyond that, I don't give a fuck.
End of story.
See, yeah, I've never addressed, like, I was at a party for my sister with my sister one time, and it was at a bar called a Rainbow Bar. Now, I didn't know that they literally took the management had changed, because Rainbow, before it became a LGBT community bar, it was actually a breakfast bar. You could go there after hours if you worked in a business and get a beer and a plate of eggs and sausages, and you know what I mean. And that's down here in Fort Lauderdale. So I was there with her, and there's this lady up there playing her butt off, guitar and everything, and singing. And I looked to the person next to me, and we kind of smiled at each other. She's having an amazing set, right? Because I was kind of excited. And the lady turns to me, she says, "You know I'm lesbian, right?" I was like, "Oh, my bad. I mistook you for human." You know, and I approach everybody in the same respect. Hey, you're human just like me, nothing more, nothing less. You claim to be, then we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Well, let me ask you guys a question about this trans rights. Now, trans rights, what exactly is that? I'm still a little confused. I don't know either, because I thought, well, that's the thing. I hear, like, I see fucking guys like Butters who have these lives, and he's got this trans have rights in the background. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck are you talking about?
What rights don't they have?
I think it's for people that are closed-minded that don't see that they had the freedoms, that they can just pick how they want to live and leave kids alone, so that they need like rules like your 10 Commandments and everything else, your Bill of Rights and everything else, like some freaking piece of paper for them to realize that they have something that they already had.
But what I'm trying to say though is that trans rights have the same rights as everybody else. So I just don't understand.
That's my point, but they need
Right.
that piece of paper. It's at the end of the day, like,
They want to
I
be
don't like
officially
the marriage
recognized as a
certificate. That's a
They
piece
want-
of paper.
It's ridiculous.
It doesn't
Holy
dictate my
God.
life. It doesn't bring any value less than, what I have in my home.
Well, see, that's the difference
So,
between
let
us
me
and
put
them.
it
Is
the
they're
easy
seeking protected minority status through that piece of paper that you're talking about. They want to make trans like a race. That's why they want that piece of
No,
paper.
no,
That's why they're
trans
pushing
is,
trans rights.
trans is not a race, though. Trans is not
Okay,
a
it's
race;
not,
it's an
but that's what
identity,
they're going
right?
for.
So now let's put it the simple way. They scream trans rights are human rights. I agree. Human rights are human rights for all humans, whether you're trans, straight, doesn't matter. Now, when they talk about the curriculums and the story times and all of that, I don't want any random fucking people in the schools doing story times. I don't care if it's trans. I don't care if it's straight. I don't care if it's gay. I don't care if it's lesbian. I don't care. Random people should not be going into our schools doing story times. That's what teachers are paid to do. That's what they're there for.
Confused with like why it became an issue that like at the library they had a trans person read, and then they had a woman dressed up like a fairy. Who got in trouble? The woman dressed up like a freaking fairy.
So
That's my
basically,
problem. If you
they
want
want
there
their
not to
rights,
be
but
an
they don't
issue,
want
why are
us
you
having
creating an
ours.
issue? Yeah, exactly.
Also, here's another thing too. You see some of these gay pride parades, right? And you see guys out there totally buck naked, shaking their thing around.
Yeah,
And
that's not right.
cops just totally ignore it. They don't even say a fucking thing. You know what? Any other
That's a
straight
problem.
man, any other straight man that does it you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah, you're gonna catch a charge. You get caught.
Oh,
You
yeah,
get
anybody
caught
else would be in
yourself
jail.
trying to be, you know.
Even if you piss on a wall, if you piss on a
That's what I'm
wall,
saying. If you try to do that in public, you're gonna go, you know, meet the justice. It happened to my brother, and I'm like, dude, I was drunk. Oh yeah, you were drunk enough to, you know, expose yourself, and that's it. There's
If you have
there's
to
no,
be
there's
18
no.
plus to walk,
Two sets of rules.
if you have to be 18 to a store, then why are toys allowed in gay pride parades where there are children present? If you have to be 18 to go into a stripper, why are nude people allowed to walk down the street during a parade?
exactly.
It's absolutely ridiculous that our laws are being overlooked because they're too scared to enforce them against a so-called marginalized community. There's no need for it. You can have your
I
gay
don't-
pride parade, keep it up. If you want to do those things, rent a private facility and do your fucking thing. I don't give a fuck. But it doesn't belong in the public space.
Nobody wants to be the one to say no.
Well, and the problem is you wouldn't like it if all the straight people did that. In fact, I would have an issue if that was going on with all the straight people.
They'd be
Yeah.
arrested.
Again.
Exactly.
Well,
It
we
doesn't
couldn't
matter.
have the
Straight, gay,
public.
up, down, left, right.
We can't have a public display of straight love. Come on now. What's wrong? We don't
No,
want to see
wasn't
when
it the
they're-
70s or 60s?
people
When
holding
there's
hands.
children
hugging.
around, they don't need to see. They don't need to see that. They don't need to hear about it. Let them be kids.
Yes, ma'am, and I'm just being facetious and sarcastic.
I know it's okay. You can be sarcastic.
But yeah, I just think it's silly that, you know, I don't see the use in exposing children to something that they really have no business looking at. I don't see the use in it. Now, when I learned about sex ed, I think I was in 9th/10th grade, and we watched The Miracle of Life. That was graphic as fuck, but you know, I knew for a fact that if I went down that road with the girl and I didn't wear something around me, I was going to have problems. You know, so it educated me.
10th grade is even. It's even a little too late at 9th and 10th grade, right? You've got. I mean, I was fucking by grade 8. Let's be honest. So the education, I get it. Maybe grade 7 even, to make sure that kids have the proper knowledge prior to engaging in these things, right?
Yes.
9th, 10th grade, I mean, shit. Most people are already doing shit, right?
Yeah. But I mean, and I already been down the road before, you know, I saw that movie, but I was like, wow, where can I get this at home? You know what I mean? What channel has this on it? But, that was just when I was young. But, as I grow older, I wouldn't want anybody, not having that capacity or that what do you call it? The authority to say, hey, no, I don't want my kid to see that movie, which is what my parents did. When they sent us home with a piece of paper that said, do you not, or do you not want your child to watch The Miracle of Life? It does have explicit scenes in it of, heterosexual lovemaking, for the sole purpose of the rest of the movie, which is showing how conception happens and this and that and the other thing. And my dad looked it over, he put it on his fucking John Hancock, and that was it. But he had the right.
I'm gonna take that one step further. Like how they were talking about like the flu vaccines and everything else. That was the gateway for what we are battling now.
Yeah.
Meaning that if a child gets, SA'd and needs to go to a certain place, you don't need your parents' consent. They're placating with so much, and I do agree. Raise your kids the way you want to, but then there's certain stuff that we're also battling with where you're going through puberty, you're going through everything else, but you can't drive a car until a certain age and everything else. Shall I go on, or do you guys get my point that I'm making?
Yes.
I'm trying to like dance around the rules and guidelines, so.
Absolutely, I hear your point.
Hey, next time.
Hey, big guy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Hey, buddy. You changed your picture.
Yeah.
You're screwing us up.
I found one that suits me perfectly.
Okay, I can't see it, so you're gonna have to tell me what it says. I'm blind.
God damn it! I'm too old to read that shit.
That's great.
I can't
Jesus.
see that. It's
I have
I'm too
glasses on. I
insane
still
to
can't see.
comply.
To
All right.
explain it,
Hold on
you're
a second.
too normal to understand.
There you go. There you go. Fuck, some buy me reading glasses.
they don't work.
Rob, I've got them on. I still can't see it.
Yeah, I've got a set. They're actually in my room. I never wear the fucking things. I just play the hold it as far away from my face as I can till I can read it.
Hey, I was going to ask you guys about the Convoy 2.0. It's gonna get your
2.0?
opinions on it. Yes.
Waste of time.
Okay.
Waste of time.
I've been
Shouldn't be
hearing- I've been hearing
happening,
that a lot.
not especially during the trial. My opinion is it's very small. I've talked to people that have seen it, that have hooked up with it. I'm not a big fan of the people running it. My opinion only. And convoys are never going to be what they were in the original time. I mean, you're never going to get that size of organic movement going to convoy Ottawa, which is when you're talking about a provincial education legislation. It's not federal; it's provincial. What a lot of sense do provincial buildings and that sort of thing. Maybe talk to your school boards. It's not the ticket, and I don't think it was a great idea. And I think it's trying to capitalize on something that was big that happened before, and they think they're going to do it again. Guess what? You're not. It's never
gonna
going to
be
happen
wasted
again
time.
like it did the first time.
Oh no, Toronto closed everything down before they could even get close.
Well, there's no numbers. The numbers aren't there. The East-West
Can you
Convoy
read
or whatever you want to call it.
The borders are wherever they put the perimeter. Get as close as you can to it. That's what I would do. Just saying. Cameras pan out. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's the purpose of the convoy?
Well,
Is
we
it
need it-
because they
well, we
want
need it.
Justin? Is it because they want Justin Trudeau to step down? Is that why?
No, it's for the.
My understanding is it's it's the Save the Children convoy, right? So it's got to do with the whole ideology being pushed in schools, which again is provincial. So if you want change in this country, here's how you do it. We need people in the streets of every major fucking city, not on not in one place. It needs to be everywhere, right?
Alice has
You
been
have
saying
to have
that for
people in the
months.
streets in 100%. Me and Alice have talked about this a million times. If you're not putting people in the streets in every major city, you're not going to make any change because media is just not going to pick it up, or they're going to tell the story that they want to tell. The federal government, we already know, isn't going to engage, discuss, or talk to anybody out there anyway. And they're all part of the same fucking problem. So to really get change, you know, it's such a fucking oxymoron. Look what happened in Parliament just recently, right? So let's talk about Friday, right? Whole fucking place stood up and clapped on a fucking Nazi in Parliament. Did you think anything was going to happen? Everybody's, oh, Trudeau's got to resign. No, he's not going to resign. This guy's the biggest fucking narcissist ever. You think he's going to step down? He's there till he loses an election. Period.
Exactly.
We know
He don't
that.
give a shit.
Speaker, right? Speaker of the House resigned. Oh, well, that's good enough. You know, we apologize. Speaker resigned. Moving on. That's how they look at it. They don't give a fuck. And people aren't going to do anything about it. We're going to bitch on TikTok and Facebook and everywhere else we can bitch. But in the end, they know that they're just going to ride this out. Might see some bad press, have Pierre tear them apart in fucking the House. But in the end, there's no consequence.
But in the end, all you're doing is showing them that either you're just going to sit by and you're just going to wait it out, and then they can keep pushing the line and pushing the line. That's how we got to this point. Everybody has been quiet for, you know, God knows how long. You know, when was the last time there was like
Even
a
when
big
people-
movement or revolution? You know,
Just the fact
it's
that
been
he
since
has
Trudeau
that
will not win
point,
in
and now we just
2025
got to-
Butterballs. Trudeau will not win
No,
in
there you go.
2025 if you think that
Butterballs is
you're
gonna be
very
the prime
delusional. And
minister in
I mean,
2025.
I know
but can
you
I just
love
say something
Trudeau
here?
and you think he does a great job, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah,
But-
Butters. Butters, what's with that cocaine on Trudeau's plane? What the hell's going on over there?
Just for that, he should have been thrown out.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm going to
What's,
vote for
what's with the
Butterballs for
cocaine on his plane
2025.
there, buddy?
Now
Hey,
Poland
guys.
wants him to pass that buddy over to them.
Let's put it this way, in my opinion, my first thought was that they're making a joke about the White House. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to step
when
down.
that
I've got
popped
to
up,
go.
I'm like, I'm not even worried about this.
All right,
This is
Sledge,
probably
thank you,
just
sir.
a
Well,
jab
Thank you
at it,
for
but
having me. Have a great
Is-
night.
Isn't that plane considered
Hey, Butters,
sovereign
I would love to
sovereign
put
Canada?
Butters. I would love to put
yeah.
$100 to our local children's hospital on that wager that Trudeau will win 2025. So, talk to Miss Butters. Ask her if
guarantee
he can
you
put a
he's
$100
not
wager
gonna-
with me on that, and let's do it up.
I think
I
Butterballs
almost-
should run.
I almost
would vote for
guarantee
him.
there will
Why
not be an
not?
election, people.
No, I think he's going to step down.
Nope.
No, he won't.
He won't step down.
I
He'll
told
step
Alice
down
what I
and
was
Freeman
thinking
will
this
take
morning.
over.
Yeah, listen, if I run as PM of this country, what I will do is I'll implement a referendum system so that every fucking law moving forward will be done through the people. And then I will eliminate all political parties. And then I'll step down.
No,
I'm gonna
Butters,
vote.
it'll be Children's Hospital. So my Children's Hospital will be the Stollery in Edmonton. You can pick whatever Children's Hospital you have local to you.
He just wanted to make sure to donate yours to the LGBT. That's what he really wanted out of that.
Yeah, that's
No,
not enough.
Happy, you have
We're gonna do
elections.
children's
You have
hospitals.
elections because unfortunate people like yourselves have to vote for someone to speak on your behalf and make disastrous fucking policies.
And we will have
Alice,
elections to elect
I-
people that we trust to lead the country. The problem is there's no recourse for those people. When we have a governor general that's voted in by the party in power, that's a fucking problem. When we don't have a recourse for a private breaks the ethics violations multiple times to remove them from office, that's a problem. We shouldn't be waiting 4 years to get rid of people that are doing those sorts of things. They should be instantly removed as leader, instantly. And I don't care if
You
it's
know
a
what?
conservative. I don't care if it's an NDP, and I don't care if it's a fucking liberal or a green.
I think
You're out.
I think a great thing for you guys to donate to would be to donate to a Christmas hamper of some sort, because Christmas is coming, you guys. Just saying.
Yeah, the election won't be until long after Christmas, though. So I do a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
you're
donations
right.
at Christmas anyway.
Fuck.
I do a ton of Christmas donations. I usually do a few thousand a year at Christmas time. So
Good on you, Rob. That's great. You know what? I don't have money, but when I did, I would always find like one of my friends that didn't have whatever, and I would always say like, pick your big gift that you want for your kid, and I will buy that. And that was like, I only was able to do that for 3 different years, but like, that's what, when I have it, I will donate it, like no problem. I just very rarely have anything, so.
People won't be able to celebrate Christmas, period. I agree with you.
Yep. This year is going to be tough.
yeah, this year's
You know what, though?
going to
Let me
be
be clear.
really hard.
Let me be clear, we can still celebrate Christmas. You know what? Christmas isn't, we have to, so my kids have been spoiled their whole lives, and that's a hard thing too. But remember, it is about the family time. It's about making sure you put the money into like making a great dinner and like some games that you can play. You can go to the dollar store. I've seen there's actually an account on here that has like a lot of great ideas for like games and stuff like that, right? I'm just saying, like, I know it's hard because listen, listen, if anybody is struggling, I know about struggling, but I'm just saying I'm going to find a way this year to just make it happy for my kids, however I can, right?
100%. And you're right.
I think it
Christmas
has
isn't
a lot
about the
to do
presents.
with society place that on burden,
Yeah.
like not like a burden, but pressure.
Yeah.
And then you got teachers. What did you get for Christmas? Don't do that.
Yeah, please don't
So
do that.
my kids,
I
I've
hate
always
that
taught
so
them.
much.
So I've
But,
always
like-
taught my kids that Santa does not bring electronics. Santa does not bring you outrageous gifts. Santa brings you things like a coloring book or I'm just out just because I'm just thinking like a wood train or like toys.
Yeah.
Santa doesn't make PlayStations. Santa doesn't make iPhones. Santa doesn't make electronics. I've always taught my kids that, and they also know that Santa only brings you, 2 or 3 smaller presents. Your family and your parents get you the rest of them. That's what I always teach my kids.
That was how my
There's
parents
going to
did
be
it.
families this year that can't even buy groceries, alone gifts.
Yeah, I know. That's my life, right? So like I'm just gonna try to make it good however I can, and it'll
With
be
an-
what it's gonna be. The last 2 years I've
with
sat
another
home and ate
carbon
McDonald's.
tax with another carbon tax increase coming and the price of heating and electricity and all the utilities and rents and everything else in this country, insurances, you name it, people are going to suffer this Christmas. There's no question in my mind. It's going to be a rough one. This year is going to be a rough year. This winter, a lot of people are going
Yeah.
to struggle.
Yeah.
Rob,
Listen, it's not winter
Another
anymore,
interest
so
rate
I'm
hike
struggling.
supposedly coming too.
Yeah, let me read this
Instead
for
of
1 second,
hospitals,
guys.
use toys for tots.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. Lisa or Lee Smoke and Mirror says, we as people cannot support the system of representative government as none can be held accountable. Go ahead, guys.
Fact.
Well, that's true. Like the government should not be holding themselves accountable. That is the problem, is that the government seems to put themselves in a position where they hold themselves accountable, but which means they don't, right? There needs to be something implemented that there is somebody that is going to have opposition to what they're saying if it's wrong. There needs to be somebody that is like, I don't know how you would find it or who would elect it, because you really can't have the opposition and you can't have them electing it. I think it should be the people, if you want to know the truth. I think that we should have an option. We should be able to elect somebody that is like what is that person that's allowed to remove Trudeau? Who is that?
Governor
The
General.
Governor
that
General.
person, I think we should be electing that person.
I think we should be electing the prime minister. It shouldn't be the leader of the party that wins,
100%.
Exactly.
right? Like there's so many wrongs. Why isn't there a citizens fucking watchdog group, like, a citizens action group that monitors and look out ethic violence not really with the government.
But Rob, if you take it that far, though, you might as well just have the people vote on the laws directly, anyways.
Well, I think that
Well,
we should
I
be
am a
directly voting.
proponent for direct democracy. I am the one that screams that at the top of my lungs all the time. Equal
Good.
representation for every province, direct democracy, voting in our prime minister. We don't need 338 fucking idiots sitting in Ottawa. We need a handful from every province and the same number from every province. Right?
I think
So
we
it's
should
interesting how our
pick
government works.
a topic and then protest on that, turn around and be the change in that one. Like right now, there's a protest about the dog bite. Blame the owner, not the breed.
Yep.
I like your avenue there. Kind of goes with the
Well, it's
P3.
true.
Yep.
That's
why I was like,
I have
oh, that's
Connie
great. I
Corsos.
love that.
They're a breed that people are terrified of. You don't need to be terrified of Connie Corsos. You need to be terrified of a bad fucking owner, just like a pit bull or any other fucking breed out there. It's not the dogs, it's the owners. If you're gonna get a dog, you train your dog.
My
Plain
dog
and
would
simple.
be a
It's just like
restricted
letting
breed
your
in an
kids run around
apartment.
and do whatever they want.
Or making excuses when they do something they shouldn't.
I was just at the school today.
Right? That's
so-
like blaming. It's like blaming firearms for gun crime. Right? We don't blame vehicles for drunk drivers, so why do we do it when it comes to dogs and firearms?
Exactly.
Right? It's fucking people.
I've been saying that
Nothing
for
more.
ages.
The other things are tools.
Just like you got really bad hoarders and treat animals so wrong, and then you've got the people that do the good thing and take care of their animals, and they get taken out of perfectly good homes. And then don't get me started on the cost of living, and then single parents, and then the whole judicial system making women have to remarry and supervise with their abuser. That law needs to change. You do something so terrible to a woman, why are you having a
Something
kid
sure.
repeat the cycle? Oh, so they can make money off of therapy and everything else in the future? Yep, that's what it is.
Bring back the death penalties for pedophiles. Yeah, I'll scream these things at the top of my lungs all day, every day. 'Cause I don't
Yay!
give a fuck.
No, now they have an identity. They're called maps.
No, they are not, and do not give them that identity ever.
Oh, no, they are not.
Oh, trust me, I don't
The
agree
map
with
is
it.
No, you're a
look
fucking
for
pedo.
map
Period.
where
That's
you get directions
Hey,
from.
but wait a
I
second.
will
Hold on a
call it
second.
how it
I
is.
think, wait, but I think Butters agrees to that, though. Butters, you agree with that? I think you agree with that whole map thing, no?
No, he
He's
didn't
probably
agree with
not even
anything we say.
I was being totally sarcastic, by the way.
Oh, okay. I was just like,
Yeah, no, I know you were. And when I
Oh.
said I will call you a pedophile, I didn't mean you specifically. I mean pedophiles. I will call them what they are. They're fucking
Fuck no, I
pedophiles.
don't agree with that one bit.
they're sick, twisted people that ruin lives. That's what they are. And as much as maybe their lives have been ruined by others, that doesn't give them the right to ruin innocent children's lives, because it's damaging beyond what people can yeah. It's fucking damaging. That's for sure.
100%. 100%. You
No,
ruined
it's
that
been-
person's life. They're never going to recover
That-
from
that's
that, but
the wood
you get to
chipper.
go live your life. You get passes from jail. You get to fucking go out and enjoy. Sorry. Bye-bye. You're done.
No, you
No,
can
no, trap
Absolutely
door,
not.
wood chipper
You can-
underneath.
you can move through traumas like that, but you don't ever recover or heal. Like you don't, there's no full healing from shit like that. Just there isn't.
Nope.
No,
there's
100%
not.
there isn't. How could somebody?
That's
If-
it's the worst fucking crime there is.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
And what do they
People are
get? A
toxic.
slap on the fucking wrist. A slap
Well, in
on the
Canada,
fucking
yeah.
wrist every time. They get released so that they can go and do it again.
Yep.
This is the,
Yeah,
this is
they want
the
a
free
budget
country. This is
cut
the
on
great
taking
country
the
we live in.
kids.
And if you go to the
Yeah.
convoy, you get a life sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got the let's take away school school lunches, but they can eat 3 meals a day. Let's start budget cutting on those people first, not the elderly, not our children. Let's go there first. Then we can get somewhere in life.
Let's
I
give
believe
them
the
the.
rich should be paying
They
taxes,
don't have
period.
no crimes, and they don't get money off of that by the day, you know, by being in the blocks behind. It's a money grab.
So here's the deal: the rich do pay taxes, but we need to close the loopholes on the write-offs that the rich get to use.
Exactly.
Right?
Because everything is a
when
write-off
people
for
say,
them.
"Oh, the rich don't pay taxes," the corporations aren't paying taxes, it's actually a fallacy. They pay a lot of taxes, but the government gives them loopholes to get around those taxes, right? And that's got to stop. Lobbying the government should be illegal. There's a million fucking problems in the system that we have today, but how do we
and
fix
then
it?
little
That's
people
the big
catch it.
question.
The whole system
The new strain
was
is
set up
just
for
to
the rich
get
man,
the
not the
rest
poor
of
man.
The new strain is just to get the rest of the small businesses and the rest of your homes so they can build their modern day, build it to the sky,
Well,
and we can't farm, we can't do
You want-
nothing except for
You understand that right now, Wall Street is shorting the Canadian housing market because they know it's about to crash. They know it is about to crash. So they're not so worried about your homes because they already know that this market is going to crash. And when it does, that $500,000 house that you bought that should have been $300,000 will be worth about $250,000. So people will walk into the bank and drop their keys just like the 80s. That's why you'll see another rate increase on interest rates here within the next month and a half, 2 months. And we know it's coming. I heard November-ish. You look at what our government does. So for CERB, they said, oh, people need X amount of dollars to live, but they pay elderly, disabled, and veterans half of that. Our government doesn't give a flying fuck about us, right? This
They're
whole
saying
crash that's
that-
coming is planned. It's what
If
they
they're
want.
if they're giving
That's why you
some-
have people shorting it.
if they're giving you something, you should be concerned.
Oh, by the way, you can ask Roxy about the CERB thing.
But what they
fucking
do is they
ridiculous.
turn around and put you on Section 8, and then they make money off of that because that's a write-off for them. They print that, they get it back. Your taxes ain't paying for that. That's why there's income-based housing. They print it, and then they get it back, and then they reinvest that money. You're just giving them a reason to print money for themselves and reinvest it overseas or wherever the crap else they want to. Now, I will say this, though. This morning, I had somebody knock on my freaking door wanting to come in and inspect my home for foundations for free. I live downtown. Something's going on because ain't nothing that we're working around you, but we thought we would just come by and offer this for free. That got on my doorstep this morning.
That sounds like a scam.
What is? I already know, but I'm like, you can get off my porch right now. Goodbye. I don't give a crap. My house is my house. Whatever. Goodbye.
By the way, sorry, Raven, I didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
I was done.
So, but Rob, I just wanted to say technically there is a death penalty for pedos because if you put them in Gen Pop, they ain't making it out of there. Just saying.
Yeah, but they don't get put in Gen Pop.
I know, but there's an easy way to fix that.
They get their own cushy little prison. You know, in Alberta, that prison's called Bowden, right? Bowden is where all the pedos go. It's where all the rapists go,
here
all the
it's called-
fucking bad
here
people.
It's called the Mountain.
How about we just castrate them from the day one?
No, because
They-
you can
they
still
do that
How
grape-
to
about
a
we just
child.
kill them?
You can still grape without your.
Yeah,
Unalive, Rob.
Yeah.
Unalive.
it's a mental thing as well, right? It's not just a physical thing. It's a big
Well,
mental thing.
mentally they
penalty.
can't. They can't.
Period.
They can't grape mentally.
Death
but they
penalty.
Can use
Period.
other
No, but I
things.
mean it's all in their head, right? So even if they can't, like whatever, if you castrate them or whatever, they're still gonna fucking do shit because it's all it's a mental disorder, right?
It's like
It's
the
usually
concept
control.
of you eat chocolate.
Control, yeah.
If you eat chocolate, it gives positive endorphins. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing, even if you were to castrate them. That's what they're saying.
I like Scotty's idea, firing squad, and all by victims of essays.
I think
No,
that we
you know
should
what?
go with the
Not only is it
Coliseum idea.
therapeutic,
I really think putting them in Gen Pop is the worst thing you can do to them, because what those fucking what happens to them? Look what happened to Dahmer. Just think about that for a second. They're getting what they deserve, and possibly more, because they get.
But then those
don't
people
get
that do that get more time in jail.
Yeah, but the people that do that they have nothing to lose, right? That's the thing. They add another fucking 30 years to a life sentence. What does it matter?
We got to
Add 2
remember
life
that
sentences, right?
your mind is the biggest victim. So doing something like that puts on your mind something that it lasts forever. I mean, power to all the men that do things like that. That's great, but like we just have to remember what kind of damage that does to a mind when you take a life, right?
if it's a pedo, it wouldn't do any damage whatsoever to me. Piece of cake.
I honestly,
Only
don't
thing
know,
I
don't
would
know how
feel
much
is
remorse I would
recoil.
have, if any. To be completely honest with you, I don't think I'd have any remorse at all.
Like, I'm pretty sure that they would feel bad about the family, but as for me, I could live with myself. Now, if I get in a car accident on an icy road and I did everything humanly possible, but a life was still taken, that would not sit so great.
Yeah.
But people who harm kids, whatever you
Cucumber,
choose,
you can have my
avenue,
shots. I'm
gardening,
donating them.
go on ahead.
Who?
But I
Who
will
are we
say
giving
this,
shots
I
to?
think the same people that go multiple times to a facility are the same mindset as a mass,
Amen. Freedom.
getting away with, that song, that word. Yeah. In my mind, they are the same equivalent. But it's rebranded with women's rights movement, just like your maps.
I think death is just too good of a fucking punishment. Like they need to at least get what they dished
That's
out,
why
at least.
That's why I put that video out about the Coliseum. I think we should bring the Coliseum back. I think that would be perfect.
Like what? Like gladiators, where
send them to send them to the send them
I
to
was
fight.
about, you know what? I was just thinking about that movie with, you guys remember that guy, Ice-T? He was in this movie called Manhunt. I think that's what it was called. And basically, they kidnapped him and they put him in this forest area, and he had to run for his life, and they had hunters after him. Like, did you guys remember that?
Yeah. I've seen that. That's a good movie.
Yeah. So basically, that's what they should do. Just let him run, and then the hunters will take care of him.
Yeah, they kind of like.
Do you remember what happened at the end of that movie?
Yeah.
No, it's been a while. What happened? He turned it around. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got away. I don't like that idea.
See, and you know what? Just so you know, Ice-T is a fantastic musician, by the way.
there's way too many of them.
Yeah, you know what? There's more than we think. That is so true.
The ones that we don't know about are the ones we should be concerned about.
That's true.
Yep.
Because those ones are pulling the wool over everybody's eyes.
Yeah, Joe Blow from next door.
Yeah, there was a great album put out by Metallica called Kill 'Em All. I thought that was a really good fitting name.
Fuck yeah.
Speaking of music, I find it funny that everybody's like, have you heard this song, Pink Floyd's coming back? And then they used to say it was the most satanic music ever. Actually, it was the most awareness music you'll ever listen to.
That's why they made it sense. That's why they made people believe it was satanic.
Yep. My parents were those parents. You could listen to pop, all of that, country, I was the 9, I live in Indiana, so it'd be like 98.5 or 98.9. I got grounded so many freaking times. Look at me now, parents. I
Grounded for
embrace
listening
it.
to music?
Yeah. And then they were like, for Christmas, you can. The deal was, is if I stopped listening, it that they would get me Christian metal. So here comes Christmas. My whole list was Christian metal, like War of Ages, you know, P.O.D., Norma Jean, all of those. As I Lay Dying, Demon Hunter. I didn't get one. So we went to the mall. I didn't buy me one piece of article of clothing. Found a Flyleaf shirt. There were skulls on it. My mom's like, I don't like that. It has skulls on it. I was like, I wear one every day. It's called my face. And I took my hand and like hit my like jawbone. And I was in the middle of Hot Topic. They all just stared at me. And my mom's like, we got to leave. I think my
Scotty,
mom
I do remember Megadeth.
Yeah,
Scotty,
Megadeth.
I do remember Megadeth. Yeah.
So I'm seeing Alice Cooper. I told my mom, I was like, I'm seeing Drowning Pool on the 23rd. And then I'm going to go see Alice Cooper. And then I'm going to go see Mushroom Head in like 2 weeks. One's on a Friday and one's on a Sunday. So I'm going.
I've seen them all back in the heyday. Every one of them.
The only one
And
I've
yes,
seen
Megadeth was one of my favorites.
Crew Fest. I went to Motley Crue. And I've been to Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, like my
No, I've seen the Jonas Brothers. And then it was like Christian and like Casting Crowns and stuff like that, you know. And then
So
I
my
went
family
to
is not religious.
Korn, Rob Zombie, and in this moment, my mom was trying so hard not to have me go, and I'm like, I'm going. The ticket's paid for. I'm going. So ever since then, I've been
You got
going.
booted, Roxy?
And they're just like,
Yeah, I got booted.
What are you doing?
TikTok
Kat?
loves us.
This cat's so
Oh,
weird.
TikTok
I'm gonna
hates me.
jump out. I gotta cook some elk steaks up for supper. So you guys have a great night. Good convo as always,
Whatever.
Alice. And I'll see all you wonderful people later on.
See ya.
I'm good.
Have a good one.
See you around.
I think Jack's getting a little irritated right now.
Good. Jack can fuck right off. We don't give a shit about your fucking opinion. If you don't like the conversation, you don't have to fucking
Jack
stay.
says this is weird. Jeez,
Oh, okay.
Jack, what the fuck's wrong with you?
There's nothing
This is what it's
more.
like. Sorry.
No, I was just
Iron
reading
Maiden.
the comment.
If he thinks
I
this
love
is
Iron
weird, he
Maiden.
doesn't want to get in my head.
This
Yeah,
is our
Iron Maiden's
conversation
great.
every night.
It is, yeah. Iron Maiden is good. That's a good band. It's a great band.
Yeah, they're fucking mean live.
He mentions the cell phones here. Now, I watched a video
Yes,
today that says the
Swing
Faraday
is fucking
bags
really
and
good.
boxes are going to be no good.
The what?
Oh, you
There's
saw
this
that,
The
did you?
bags or the box will not
Not
protect
work.
your
Yeah,
phone.
yeah. It's something going on October 4th. Some sort of FEMA FCC thing that they're going to test the cell phone network.
Oh, not ours, just in the States, I thought,
don't
right?
they test that though with the Amber Alerts? I'm just saying, you get, and then the weather alerts.
Right.
Like,
It's worldwide.
Oh, is
but
it?
then there's also stuff
Yep.
being said about the frequencies with your what's the word I'm looking
Hi,
for?
Nikki.
With like your horoscopes and the spirituality of that day, and like kind of like interfering with it. So just saying, the portal. You catch my drift? I'm curious if that's what it's gonna be.
Now, where does this portal go to? Does this portal get you off this fucking planet?
Thank God.
Okay, well then I don't want to enter that portal because if there
If
is,
it does,
let
I'm
me
in.
know.
Let's go.
Take
Well,
me
there's
away.
Yep.
I think they're
I'm in.
there's a triangle. There's one in Michigan, and I think in Illinois, and then there's one in Canada.
A triangle, like a what? Bermuda Triangle?
What?
That's
Yeah, kind of like that. Yep, there's one in Michigan, and they launched it It looks like a thunderstorm, but it's like an isolated thunderstorm. And I drove when I got my 1815 French Bible. I talked to an old man for about like 45 minutes. And I drove about 2 hours from where I live. So I was about 2 hours away from Michigan, and he could see it.
Do you know, I should go look. So I live in my ex's grandparents attached to their house. Like my house is attached to theirs. They've lived here for over more than 60 years, right? And before them, Pa's parents lived here. So there's books and magazines here from like the beginning of time. I should go look and see what I can find because there's probably some really interesting stuff.
There probably is. There's probably stuff that they erased from history.
Like there's some really interesting, even
like there's even a 1935 book about how to cure cancer and cured patients.
Really?
That somebody posted on TikTok. But my point is I think it's a big, huge distraction, and it wouldn't surprise me if something happens and it peaks on the Earth's core. There's always something going on.
There's
Everything's
I was reading some of the comments in that.
Life is a frequency.
You good? Hold on a second. Sorry, Hardy, what were you saying?
I was reading some of the comments in that video I sent you guys. And I mean, people are literally doing what they can to put their phone in whatever and then removing it away from their house. And it's not just the phones though, it's the TVs, it's all the smart TVs and
anything
Roku
electronic.
and whatever else.
Maybe would turning off the phone help and a Faraday bag?
They're saying no.
Apparently not.
How can it go through a phone that's in a how does that work?
It's like a virus. It's a virus.
It's different
like
frequencies.
Different frequency.
In that. So like when you update your phone, you're updating your phone to whatever terms and conditions and viruses that terms and conditions may apply to.
And not all
How many
phones
of you
are
have
5G.
had updates on your phones right now?
Well, I'm still gonna turn off my phone and put it in a Faraday bag.
I have an update on my phone. I also have when they when talk about was, upcoming, the second pool of, 19 coming. I got a reminder to sign off because my son's not up to date. I have like so many things that are saying something's coming, and it's coming.
Darren says batteries cannot be removed. That's right. You cannot remove. It's not as easy to remove your battery from your phone. And the reason why they did that is because they were trying to prevent thefts. Because what they used to do was they would take your phone, rip the battery out. But now they can't really do that now.
I have a question. What about if we turn off our internet for our computers? Is that going to help?
No, but I
Turn
think
it
it's
off and
something.
unplug it.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? I can't see why your device is off. How it can be affected. I don't know.
Like, is it going
They
to
say they can turn it back on.
Is it going to affect our computers too?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if they could shut off our water, they could shut off our sewer, they could shut off our electric.
Anything electronic, anything that's got electronics in it can be affected.
Well, I'm turning mine off, putting it in a Faraday bag, and sticking it in the microwave. I'm not going to turn the microwave on, but that.
Wrap it in tinfoil first, then throw it in the Faraday bag.
Oh, okay.
If you had an old fridge that's not plugged in, that'd be the perfect spot to put it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is supposed to happen, I think, from 2 to 4. From 2 to 4 Eastern time, right? I think I heard that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So is everyone
TikTok
else
will be
gonna
dead
turn?
that day.
Is everyone
by the
else
way, you know what? Vice Grip's right. Capacitors do hold energy. They have energy in them. It's the whole point of a capacitor. So all of your electronics, it doesn't matter what it is, have some sort of capacitor in it.
Oh, here's one. I totally forgot about this. I had one of those LED light bulbs that everybody is so thorough about. They want them because they're supposed to last longer. I had one fall apart. Do you know there's a computer chip in it?
Yep, I heard that. Why do you think here and well, not saying why do you think, that sounded rude as hell. But Duke Energy gave me a free box of them. I got a free box of them. I wonder why.
And they're all computer chipped.
Yep.
Go to the dollar store, get some regular light bulbs.
Yeah, that's what I was about ready to say. I forgot about that one day. Now you reminded me. Now I got to get those.
I'll be right back, you guys.
Okay.
I forget about some things, and now you reminded me about the
I'm
stupid
still gonna
light bulb.
use the Faraday bag and unplug everything.
Yep.
I read the funniest article today. They were talking about the October 4th and all the crazy conspiracy theorists out there, and what they're saying is not true. It was hilarious to read.
But you know what, though? Remember they were talking. Okay, you guys remember Y2K?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Y2K was not a conspiracy. Well, not that conspiracy theories are bad, because they're not. But it was a mainstream thing, and the mainstream was pushing it. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, Y2K, Y2K, Y2K. Yeah, and then, well, the year 2000 came, and not one single fucking thing got affected. It was all bullshit.
No.
So that was
Something to do
something
with the
they-
Mayan calendar.
Well, that was 2012, though. The Mayan calendar was 2012, but
Yeah.
this whole Y2K thing was from It was going into the 2000s.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is, you know what? I don't give a shit what it affects, but if it fucks with my truck, somebody's gonna have issues. Don't fuck with my goddamn vehicle.
Computerized.
I know.
That's why you need a 12 valve. All mechanical injection, baby.
And what about 17-year-old cars that are old like mine? I don't think they could affect that. It's not attached to
And it's
anything.
electronic. There's electronics.
It's electronic. Yeah, Carl says prior to 1985.
Yeah.
Prior to 1985,
Oh,
there's no electronics.
mine's 2006, so I guess.
Okay, well, to go down a really interesting conspiracy theory is the color of the laser does different things. Make it look like a natural disaster. That's all I'm going to say. Look up your just like certain colors were used in wars, the laser's the same concept. Your little towers that point to certain locations.
Okay,
But
what are you going on about, Zach? All I see is blue, blue, blue.
I got a blue house with a blue window. Blue is the color.
And it's a blue roof and that didn't go anywhere.
But you know what, though? It really begs the question, though. Everybody gets an Amber Alert regardless. Everybody gets one because every phone is connected to essentially the CRTC. So what is the agenda of sending out a signal to everybody's phone if you already get Amber Alerts? It makes the question.
I wonder
think it
if
has
there's
something to
gonna
do with
be
5G.
an accept or do not accept button, or if it's going to be like a voice message, because Amber Alerts are basically just a read message. I'm curious if it's going to talk like, this is your destination to head to safety. Please go on this route, because look at, our AM, FM radios now have Bluetooth and everything else on it. Or basically digital screen now. So I'm curious if it's going to be like a Siri.
But you know, anybody can call this a conspiracy theory all you want. But does anybody know about? There's a lot of people are doing it, but there's frequencies that affect different parts of the body, right? Like
Yep.
if you got an ulcer or a kidney problem or a bladder issue, stress, tension, you listen to certain sounds and frequencies. that's the basis and the fundamentals of how we operate. Our brain sends synapses and electrical charges through our body to different parts of our body, right? We operate off of frequency. Electromagnetic induction or interference can interfere with the signals of the human body. Now, when you have audible frequencies, that sound can ultimately interrupt your aura, but your signals. And I believe it's true. Like if you ever seen, I don't know, like some old war crazy shit where they give you like light deprivation and they'd play constant sound all the time just to drive you fucking crazy, you know? It's not crazy. They can do it. They have been doing it. If you guys actually really wanted to go into a deep, dark hole, and it's not even a conspiracy theory, the CIA figured out how to use tubed televisions to send pulses of frequencies through the TV that people were unsuspecting, and it would alter people's mental state. And that was in the fucking 60s.
Yeah, and the military still uses that to this day.
Right. And
Like,
everything
they'll
above
go out
us.
in their Humvees and fucking blast Metallica, and it
How
drives
many-
the fucking people insane.
How many satellites are around the globe? How many Wi-Fi 5G towers? How many frequencies surround the world, right? And if you want to do
all
one
around
even
us.
better, you could do one better. It's the active acoustic denial system that the military uses. It's for the crowd disbursement, right? It's a non-lethal, so they could just beam a frequency and it makes your skin feel like it's on fire. So without hurting anybody, without shooting anybody with any projectiles, it's just a frequency, a beam of frequency that will make your skin feel like it's burning from the inside out. If you had a weapon, you would drop it and run. You can go on YouTube and check out active acoustic aurora denial system. It's a non-lethal thing, and that very machine does operate on the same voltage and frequency as the 5G towers. Now, people were saying 5G was a conspiracy, that they could cook your brain. And well, I'm telling you, if anybody understands the fundamentals of electronics and electricity and all that jazz, you would know that it's capable if it's essentially operating on the same frequency. Just saying.
No,
Sorry
I
to burst
believe you.
out. Oh, you can just go check for yourself and you'll see.
Yeah, I've heard about all this.
Jack, it's not just HARP. You got CERN out there causing issues too.
So if,
in my opinion, is worse than HARP.
and there's just a lot of shit that they've really figured out.
HARP is more isolated. CERN is more global. That's the difference, if I understand it correctly.
Well, CERN is trying to open up portholes.
That's
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Sounds
Portals
great.
to where?
Don't even know about.
Where are you trying to go?
They're trying to go to Mars, I think. Or it's going to be connected that they're going to, oh geez, here we go. Here's a big conspiracy theory. Let's just activate those portals and then Project Bluebeam, have whatever comes through those portals, because there's been talk about supernatural like videos. If you watch those, they get creepy as freaking crap. And then the fairies, and yeah, I went down some really weird rabbit holes that I'm kind of concerned, like if it is a thing, if that's what they are awakening. You get what I'm saying? But you guys are going to think I'm freaking crazy, but there's some things you just can't explain, that you're just going to come up with some weird, wacky, freaking, you mess with something and you don't see something, you probably let something come through, because everything's on a frequency. So you give the right frequency, what dimension are you opening?
Oh, that sounds crazy. I'm just kidding.
I'm glad you took it as a joke. I'm like, I'm to the point where I'm honestly thinking that at this point, like, I should look to the loony bin. I sense things.
Well, that's what I was saying
But I'm
too.
just saying, there's frequencies that's gonna give you the ear feels, and there's some videos that are just so whacked out, like you can't fake. Like, how would you fake this? Like, I don't even know.
But we can't forget too that the military intelligence and the capabilities is 30 years past and beyond what's available in society today.
Right, and it's
So-
not too far fetched that they say that the blue lights, like that it's for spirits. Have you heard that theory too? So like you connect that theory, but they think it's the scan to see if you're vaccinated or something like that. But
Well,
ever
again,
since I heard about the blue lights being put up, that just looks eerie as hell, like in itself at night.
well, do you guys remember? Do you remember the whole hype about COVID-19 about putting a chip inside your body? And then everybody said it was like a big fucking conspiracy theory, and you had to be a kooky to believe that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if anybody goes to DARPA's website, DARPA is essentially technologically for the military industrial complex. They make all the crazy robot shit. DARPA was funded by Bill Gates to create a chip, nanometer, I guess, when injected with a vaccine, it can detect COVID-19 in the human body. So they were saying, well, it got fact-checked because it's not true. No, it's not entirely true. But it is true that he did fund the fucking vaccine chip to detect COVID-19 in the human body. So you see, like, they would shut shit like that down and tell the world like it was fake and it's not real. Independent fact checkers figured this out, but in reality, it's a lie. They are working on these things. It's I don't know, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a pessimist, but if they reach the point of no return before, nobody could do anything about anything in government, I think we're really approaching that point. And there's going to be a point of no return where nobody's going to be able to do nothing. Unfortunately. I don't know.
Well, now the WHO wants to fuck with our waters, like our lakes, our rivers, everything like that.
Right. And then who signed over, what is 143 countries signed over authority to the World Health Organization?
Yeah,
So
but
India-
apparently 17 backed out, so now that's a no-go. They have to redo it.
But if 17 backed out, there's still 100 plus people that
Apparently
signed over.
that's enough to have them it has to be redrawn, apparently. That's what I heard on the redacted, I think it was.
But the problem too is these are not elected officials and they're running countries around the world. That's a major problem.
Running countries into the ground.
Essentially, yeah. And for what? We starve so they can eat a fucking lobster and steak on their airplanes?
Yep.
Pretty much.
If I grabbed a marker and wrote down every problem we have, I could cover all my walls and my ceiling.
I seen that movie.
That's a movie. Okay.
I'm just kidding, but it should be a movie.
Yeah, I think it's called Cuckoo.
Yeah, so the joys and the perks of, all this technology and electronics, makes everybody's life so much easier, but it's got so many drawbacks too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Technology will be our downfall.
Pros and cons.
Pros for the surgeries, that you could just get something that would be astronomical to like small incision, less recovery time. I get your point there.
But
But
doctors
sensory
could do
issues
surgery from
have
across the world.
arisen. What?
Doctors could do
Yes.
surgery from across the world
Yes, they can.
through
robotics.
through a computer. That's
Oh,
fucking
God.
crazy.
Yeah, but then if you look at, there's like a kids movie and it's about a boy and an aunt, and he thinks he's playing a video game and he's not. I can't think of it, but there's a
That's it, Road King. Everybody should have zero fear. I totally agree.
AI is only as smart as the people behind it. Then you've got the unknown factor. That's why there's a program that I'm homeschooling, speaking of AI, that my kids can participate in. And it's all based about AI. So when I spoke about that movie and now we're talking about AI, you guys where my drift went when I got that email. Heck no, we're not participating. Thank you. Goodbye.
AI's got, I'm sure it's got its benefits, but it also makes people really fucking lazy.
Yes.
Especially this GBT, whatever the fuck it's called. I mean, that really makes people lazy.
Yeah.
AI will eventually take over its creator.
Well, it's Skynet, and that's what I was saying a while ago. It's if they build, like if you've seen DARPA and all these electronic places, they're building computers and robots. Tesla's building personal robots to assist around the house, cut the grass, take the dog for a walk, do the dishes.
floor.
It could, again, I understand for some senior people, some other people are disabled or incapable of doing a lot of things for themselves. It would be ideal and beneficial. Some people will have nefarious thoughts, and like any computer software program, can be programmed, can be altered, can be changed, could be hacked. People will upload something into a virus, into a robot that will do bad shit. We've seen the movies.
Yeah.
It's coming. Whether
We've seen The Simpsons.
Human. We've been social conditioned to be basically walking little robots looking at our phones.
Yeah.
So then you also add, I made a post and, Bill Gates and the Melinda, whatever foundation overseas. And then you had that, I can't think of her name, but that one, like basically mission work overseas, it's all good. But then you're basically churches send money overseas, probably went to Bill Gates. You catching my drift? They know that there's a good avenue. Wherever there's a good avenue, they'll take that, like, oh, I can see how we use that, and make that their slogan, and then they turn it on the people. Yep, I know what you're saying.
Now somebody say something positive.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm like,
I didn't see the streak today.
We've been screwed since churches had tax write-offs, like, for real.
Sorry.
I didn't see the streaker today.
You didn't see the streaker today?
Aw.
You didn't see the streaker today?
Aw.
You didn't see the streaker today?
Aw.
I
Did you
think
go buy
Roxy,
binoculars?
I think Roxy gets excited every time you talk about him.
We're
Hey, I
all
got
we're
something
all
positive,
picturing
Roxy.
you guys streaking out. You know that, right?
I got something positive.
Yeah, no, I didn't see him today,
Go ahead, Avery.
Avery,
but
what
it
is
was off.
on?
Gas is under $1.60, and I'm at Costco right now waiting to fill up, and it's a $1.49.9, so $1.50. I haven't seen it this cheap for a few months.
But you know what? That is good news. But you know what worries me is that the gas is $1.49, and I'm afraid I'm going to wake up one fucking morning and it's going to go over $2 again.
Yep.
By the way, I want to. Oh,
wait until October hits.
Right.
Interest rates are going up. Food is going up. Gas will go up. And my bottle of scotch is going to go down.
Well, here's a funny thing. There's always funny cat videos for you.
They are funny.
Or you can catch those those TikTok lives where there's hamsters running on wheels or some
fuck
crazy
no.
white guy dancing.
No, I haven't hit those. I just hit the funny, like, America's Funniest Home Videos, like those. And then they put, like, little soundtracks to them. I watch those.
If you really want to laugh, just watch Zelensky dance in that gold get up.
Oh, did you see that? That's just that is fucking disturbing.
My hero.
Did you?
They
Alice,
have, like,
did I
those
send
men
you
that sit in
the?
pairs,
Did I send you
and they
one?
have to mimic high pitched.
Yeah, someone sent it to me. I
Those
can't remember
are
who
great.
sent it.
I
I
think
can't
it
remember who
was me.
sent it to me. Yeah. I was looking at that. I'm like, holy fucking people voted for this fucking guy.
But did you listen to the woman that that did the duet?
Yes.
Oh my god, I died.
Was that the beaver chick? Angry Beaver or something?
I don't know. She called it a vag flap.
The bachelor. Oh boy.
Anyway,
Anything else we need to talk about around the kitchen table tonight?
I think we covered all the natural disasters.
Yeah, I think we have to a certain degree. I think everybody. You know what? I just think that everybody's at that point now where they don't know what the fuck to say anymore. With all the craziness that's going on.
That's the thing. I mean, is there anything else we don't know about that they have done with us throughout history? I mean, history is obviously a big lie.
Someone asked me today if I have a tinfoil hat.
Why did they
Tell me
say
you have a
that?
tinfoil soup.
I said, yes, I sleep with it every night in my tinfoil bed with my tinfoil blankets. Thank you.
It's all in my basement. It's all in my tinfoil basement.
In my tinfoil panties.
Oh,
I love it. I love it.
Well, here's the thing. Is anybody here a medical professional or medical industry employee? No? Okay.
No.
All right. So do you guys remember lead paint?
Yep.
What was so bad about it?
You weren't supposed to eat it.
Okay. How many of you people have seen a child eat fucking paint?
I'm
Or
more
rip-
of crowns or markers or chapsticks. That would be my kids, but
Yeah.
no,
But have you ever seen anybody eat paint chips off a fucking wall?
I never did.
no. But I get where you're going with this. Now I'm really curious. I know where you're going to go somewhere because you
Yeah.
said tinfoil wall, lead paint.
Well, when you go to the hospital and you get a X-ray, What apron do they put on you?
Lead.
Bingo. So if your walls are painted with lead, it would block the frequencies and the radiation. If
You're
you get
always
rid of
thinking, Vice.
Drywall. Because I have these popcorn cement, like you can't really find where to put a nail, but if you find a spot to put a nail, that's where you're hanging up your crap. That would be my walls.
I see what you're saying, Vice.
Yeah.
They want to remove the lead paint so that this new type of technology can penetrate your roof, your walls.
Exactly.
And go
Less
right into your
protection.
house. Yes.
I knew you were going somewhere. I knew it.
Bring back the lead paint.
Actually, no, it's easy. Just go to Amazon. There's shit tons in China. What is with the new flag? Look it up. What new flag? What new flag are you talking about, Cliff?
What they do
This
now?
new guy flag.
Probably he's talking about the LGBTQ.
No, I don't want to look at it. Thanks.
I don't even care because there's too many of them. For one, there's enough in the world already for that. But I just don't. Yeah, I'll just hang up my American flag upside down.
I mean, if you want to go see the latest flag trend, just go down to Parliament Hill, or probably even Queens Park.
Queen's Park is really big, isn't it?
Yep.
I was looking at it on the map today.
It's really big.
That's what she said.
Hello. Okay, this
You
is
man.
the over 18 portion of the live, guys.
Hmm.
All children leave the premise.
Okay, we can't let Ellis leave. He's hosting.
You guys are stuck with me.
My brain's going a mile a minute.
Well, let it out.
When is my brain going to mile in a minute?
Smoke weed. Everything goes away.
Or
I
everything
do
slows
smoke
right down.
Perfect.
Can't stand the smell of it.
Boo.
Well, they make
Try
pens.
gum.
Just call it my mellow. I'm
Gums.
mellow. Like I could talk about this stuff and I'm like calm as shit about it. But when it comes to like bill a day and paying bills and doing all that math, it gives me anxiety. But I could talk about this stuff and I actually find it calming and relaxing. I don't know why. I'm weird.
It's
No, I'm
comforting.
stuck on something I said to Alice this morning.
Shoot. Say it again.
I said this morning when I had spoken to you about I don't think Trudeau's going anywhere.
No. He's not going
I see it
anywhere.
coming.
You know what? You can go down to go down to Parliament Hill with all your fuck Trudeau flags and call him an asshole, which he deserves. I agree, but that ain't going to change anything. If anything, that fuels his fire.
Yeah,
Look at
and then he
Butters.
puts in the emergency measures, and then everything is locked down, and he gets to stay in power.
Yep. Yeah, that's what Harley was saying.
Or-
Harley was saying that they're going to declare
Or-
some sort of emergency, and they're going to pretty much lock us down. And then once you lock something down, once you declare a state of emergency, well, guess what? You suspend elections. Like, for example, Ukraine.
Yeah, Zelensky just did.
Or
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that?
him causing trouble with other places.
Yes.
Sorry.
Like Poland.
Well,
Like
there's been so
Poland.
many
Yeah.
elections.
I
I don't
mean,
even know when's he due for another one.
25.
So, again, it just begs the question. With all the shit that keeps surfacing and the distractions and the propaganda and the nonsense and the bullshit and the life is unbearable, protesting doesn't work, begging doesn't work, asking permission doesn't work, talking doesn't work. At what point does society realize that there's no hope in anything that you do that's going to change anything for the better or the good. Another politician is not your fucking hero. He's not going to help you. Like, I don't know why people are so fixated on politicians and they're going to be the fucking next best thing in the cat's ass. I don't give a fuck who it is. No one's helping you. No one's doing, you know what I mean? No one's doing fuck all. So as a society, when do we like look at the whole picture and be like, this is not good for nobody. It's not helping nobody. This system needs to be torn apart. And how do you tear it apart without being a bad person?
Well, I hate to say it, but they say that 3% gets the rest of the population going. But that's only the 3% only gets people going. But you need the majority to basically say, okay, enough's fucking enough.
Well, most people sit in their house and be like, well, I'll let them fight and I'll come out when the smoke settles and then life is better and changed.
Yes.
You know, like.
And that's not always, most cases, that's not going to work because you got to be part of that fight. I was telling a guy this morning, he goes, well, how do we change things? Well, those voices that are calling for independence or calling for self-governance, make that voice louder. Contribute to that fucking voice. If you're on TikTok and people are talking about Pierre Poilievre or talking about you stop them in their tracks and you tell them why that voting for these fucking clowns is going to basically give you the same old. Give them, but you got to be part of that voice.
I have an idea. It's quite quiet and quite genius because we're talking about elections. How many of y'all put signs in your freaking yard? Pick topics, get some signs in the middle of the night, put them all up. But the news is going to wake up and be like,
nobody would see my
outside,
signs.
be like, what the heck?
No, I agree with you, Raven. But the problem with signs is that you get these political maniacs, these partisan, I don't know, just insane people that believe in either party or one of the three here in Canada, and they'll fucking egg your house
or destroy your signs, or
or steal your sign,
or do worse.
Well, there has to be a way to put them somewhere where you really they can't do anything other than egg your house. Like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that I think TikTok right now is, out of all the platforms out there, like, Facebook, and I think this platform is probably the best. Not great, but it's the best out of all of them. So why not use this platform to express your views about, like Vice was talking about, like all of us talk about, fundamental change. Because the more people talk about it, then the more it's going to resonate, and then eventually it's going to get people to actually get active. Now, did you guys see Rascally Rabbit, I think his name is?
Yeah.
He was, fuck, man, I duetted his video, and he was talking about some sort of challenging the system to remove the fucking crown.
I saw your duet today.
Oh, here it is. Here, let me play it. Give me 1 second here.
Yay, I'm on a penalty box.
I got to change up this grid system here. Hold on, give me a second.
I felt like I was in the penalty box there.
You're a bad boy.
The penalty box. All right.
You're just the warning label. Read before you join. That's all you were.
All right. Let's see if I can play this.
That's what TikTok looks like on a laptop. Cool.
Oh, damn it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting one of those.
I have to get a laptop just so I can activate my drawing tablet. Please explain to me why I can't set up a drawing tablet without a desktop.
All right, hold on
Okay,
one
hang
second.
on. He's going to play a video.
Okay, here we go.
Message for my fellow Canadians. Just want to let you know that there now be a constitutional challenge coming forward, challenging the mythical foundation of Crown sovereignty, not only here in Algonquin territory, unceded, non-treaty territory, but coast to coast. It'll be a fire that starts locally, so stay tuned and stay safe.
Okay, Raspy Rabbit is a really fucking smart guy. I don't know if you guys have ever seen him. He's in a lot of Matthew's lives, and he really knows his fucking shit. I'm gonna be honest.
You've had him here a couple of times, haven't you?
I did, yes, yeah. Very smart guy.
I follow Matthew. I don't know if I follow that person. But Matthew
No, but he's
sent me a book he wants me to read.
Yeah, he's been on Matthew's lives. So at least he's, you know what, he's trying to do something, which is great, and I get behind that.
He's a smart guy.
He is. Did you know that Paul Walker had dandruff? Oh, for fuck's sakes!
What?
Need our warning label back up.
Oh, somebody ate lead.
We could use more.
To the head.
Necktie, be nice. Alice, you're going to be running out of topics soon.
That might be a good thing, though.
Do you think it'll happen?
No.
That might be a good thing.
There'll be a new headline tomorrow morning.
Okay, the only topic we haven't touched tonight is food. Who's eating?
Not me.
Well, I
I got a piece of pizza. That's it. I don't eat. Like
I
if I
got-
eat, it's like it's coffee, and then it's till about like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll eat a piece of pizza or something, and then I'll just grab a snack after that. Watch too many food videos.
Yeah, like on TikTok, they got these guys. Like I said, these guys cooking these gourmet meals out in the fucking forest.
Yeah, I watched one of those, like enough to feed like a whole village. Yeah. Let me walk up this mountainside and have like this oasis of freaking meat and everything.
I'd be eating a bowl of dirt. Dirt and grass.
Add some bugs, call it gourmet.
Yep.
Ew.
I love watching them.
It's a
though.
delicacy. Don't you know? Delicacy, my ass. I'd rather just starve myself. Just saying.
Are they still pushing ahead with that cricket plant? Remember they're talking about a cricket
Yeah,
plant?
cat food.
I
It's
haven't
in
heard
cat
anything
food.
about that in a while.
The only one I went when that came out, because I have pets and one has like a really sensitive stomach, and then you had the chicken feed. Purina is number one, your Friskies, all of that, your Blue Buffalo, your True Instincts, except for the raw. And then the only one I could find that didn't have anything said about bugs was Tiki Cat. Just so you know.
Well, if you're feeding them to your cats eat bugs anyways. I have 4 cats and they chase the flies around the house and eat them.
Right,
Nice.
but what I'm saying is that there is also a thing being said about if you feed your pets a certain brand of those, there's also something in it that when you take them off of it, they get sick. And when your dog food, they put the gluten, not the good gluten, the bad gluten. So your dogs, when they itch, it's because of a gluten in your pet food. they're attacking your pets. Basically, you're gonna
Of course.
change your food and you're gonna take them to the vet, and they're not gonna tell you. You're gonna be on some expensive treatment for your dog freaking itching and having rash skin irritations, and they will not tell you it's the food. So when I buy these different brands, it's because I'm thinking about that stuff too.
No,
Or
I
not having a
get that.
problem.
I understand that because I mean they're putting mRNA vaccines in animal shots.
Fuck, they're going
They're
after
putting
everything.
it in our lettuce.
And just a little fun fact about your vaccines for your pets. They last 10 years. You're over vaccinating your pets. Coconut oil and pumpkin's a great thing. Just an FYI for those of you who do not know. That's great stuff to feed your pet.
It's good
Not
for
your
us
pumpkin
too.
pie, but your pumpkin.
I gotta give me a pumpkin then.
Just go take one off the neighbor's
And
porch.
then go to, like, if you have like a Costco, Sam's Club, buy the coconut oil. You can make toothpaste. You can do a lot of stuff with that. Big, huge tub for $8.
$8. I paid $60 for
Instinct
mine.
Raw has a clay and it kind of basically detoxes your pets, by the way. So if you ever come down to like, I've tried this, and this, then I'll tell you to go buy the True Instincts Raw and get that clay and feed it to your pets. It's basically a detox.
Well, I'm happy I don't have pets. Sorry to say.
Coconut oil is good for
I
us too.
have 8, and I'm lucky that my pet sees, is holistic. So if something happens with one of my pets, I can give it to my other pets, and it's not going to do anything. Now, I'm just
Right.
curious about the home remedy book for your pets. I'm going to buy one and figure out what I'm paying for actually and start doing it at home because I hate the vets. The only thing I usually go there for is because I have 2 seniors. One's about 16 and the other one's coming up on 15 years old. And I have to do the blood work for their renal support. But also you can buy renal support on Amazon.
You know, I can
I have
understand.
one
Back in the
cat
day,
and that's enough.
yeah, back in the day when we had pets, like it was like very simplistic. We'd hardly ever go to the vet. Now it seems like for every little fucking thing, you're bringing your dog or your cat.
The cat's got PTSD. It's got fucking separation anxiety.
Oh my god.
It's
boys.
got fucking all kinds of issues. But you know what?
Your
I'm
cat-
glad you said that,
your
Alice.
cat
Though.
needs psychiatry. It needs
You know what I mean?
psychiatric help.
But here's
Depression.
a little adding to the topic there. Now we know, right? Fluoride calcifies the pineal gland in the human mind. That fluoride is a neurotoxin, plus all the other metals in the water. Now, do you not notice that animal sickness is at an all-time high, and yet everybody keeps giving their fucking pets water out of the tap?
Yep.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. And then they changed the food.
Here's a
Like,
kicker.
look at
I've
it.
had
Just like
cat.
our food has MSG and all that bullcrap in it, so does your pet. I know
My-
what's going on.
My cat hasn't had one vaccine. She's been fixed. No needles, no nothing. She's fine. Not a thing wrong with her. And she drinks well
Yeah,
water.
no, I've never taken my cats to the vet. They're not getting shots. No, they're indoor cats.
Mine too.
They're fine.
But do you guys think, you know what? Would somebody take a goldfish to the fucking?
Yeah, it's called a toilet bowl.
Yeah.
He drowned.
He went
Or
to
to
a
the vet.
watery grave.
There are reasons for vets, yes.
Taking a fish to a
But
vet?
I mean,
I would not.
I don't think they definitely don't need these shots.
You treat the water. 9 times out of 10, you buy a tablet and you fix the water, like the balance
No,
of it.
or what you could do is you could just clean the water. But you know what? I had a fish tank and it's too much fucking work, man.
I had a
Like-
huge one.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what type of filtration system you buy. In the end, you still got to clean the water. You got to empty it out and you got
It's
to refill it.
gross.
Yeah.
Right, but I was talking about like they had one of our pets,
pH balance, yes.
my sister's, yeah, it had something on its fin where you had to buy the tablet for it to fix the fin.
The only kind of aquarium to get is a saltwater aquarium. You don't have to do all that cleaning shit.
But I lived in my car with the fish, a beta fish. So, but I just changed the water and I messed up on the water temperature. And when I transitioned the fish died.
The only fish that come in my house is the stuff that goes in my
I
sink.
didn't flush it down the toilet. I put it in a soap box and put it outside.
Like a speckled trout or a rainbow trout.
I like speckles.
Yeah, rainbow trout's good.
Rainbow is really good. Got some in my freezer.
Nice.
I don't eat seafood. I'm not gonna lie. I don't.
I love seafood.
I hate seafood.
I see food and I eat it.
Yes.
Yep.
This is right.
People tried to get me to try crab legs. And I'm like, no. And
Oh
then
my
they
God,
want me
you
to try
don't know what you're
lobster.
missing.
I'm like, no.
I love crabs. I love scallops and lobster.
Lobster thermidor?
Mm. Any lobster. I love lobster.
I got mad personally. Like, funny story. They made a homemade soup and told me to try it. I tried it. Tastes good. And then I'm like, what's this on the meat? And they're like, oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. I was still hungry. Got a second bowl. They told me I ate deer.
You ate what?
Deer, venison.
Yummy.
No, it's good for you. You know what? Me having Crohn's, this is how I discovered that the meat in the grocery store was no good. I could eat moose, deer, elk, anything, bird, anything that was hunted, and my Crohn's never went off. Anytime I touched something from the grocery store in the meat department, I had a Crohn's attack. I figured that one out years ago.
I've never tried elk. I've tried deer. I've tried moose. I find moose to be very tough. Deer's pretty good, but elk, no. I have tried bison, and I think bison's pretty good.
Moose is good in meatloaf.
Or stir fry.
Okay.
It's really good in meat sauce for spaghetti or chili.
Ooh, chili. That sounds good.
So turned off by food after all the food videos. I don't even eat. I really don't. I'm more of like, at this point, protein smoothies at this point.
Shit, I haven't had a smoothie in a long time.
To be honest, that sounds really good. I might just settle for a smoothie tonight for dinner. And then
I don't
people are
find
like,
them.
I eat oatmeal with peanut butter. Set aside that. I'll eat a can of carrots. I'll eat a can of green beans. But as far as like meat goes, I'm being honest. No, I'm being honest because I now just literally watched a video about cabbage being basically plastic.
Does not sound very appetizing.
Cabbage is really good
can.
for your stomach, for your probiotics.
Yeah, cabbage is great. But
It's
yeah,
good
do you
for
guys
you.
like? I like the white cabbage.
No, I'm
The
not.
red
I'm
cabbage is just no
talking about the smoothies. They're not filling.
smoothies. No,
Yeah, they're not filling.
no.
No, it's not a meal. Unless you have protein powder in it.
I put protein powder in it, and then I put
It's a bro drink.
cocoa
You know
powder,
the
and then I
bros?
put chocolate
Yeah.
chips. My favorite one.
The
I
bros
use
like that.
blueberries, dragon fruit, and bananas, and then I add chocolate chip and protein powder with cocoa, and then I use coconut milk.
Well, and that's my other problem is I can't go to those places and get them because they use the blenders. And if they put banana in it, I'm going to have an anaphylactic shock.
Oh, see,
Yeah,
I go to.
Yeah, they usually do put bananas in them.
Yeah.
See, I
But the
do
thing is
the-
with me, even if they used the blender before and it had banana in it and wasn't cleaned properly, it could kill me.
Yeah, you'd still get it.
Wow.
It's the same with a lot of allergies. With gluten too.
See, I just do the 10. It's like $10 to $14 like 5-pound bags or berries at a bulk.
You talk about the
Like
frozen
your
ones?
yeah, like they have your mixed berries, and then they have
Mhm.
like your dragon, your mango. The bananas I have to buy at a different store because they don't have bananas there. But usually I get my frozen fruit from bulk because it's way cheaper.
I used to be in the smoothies, and that's what I would do too. I'd go and buy the frozen fruit to put in my smoothie.
Yep, and instead of using ice cubes, and then I just use the coconut milk. Like, I'm so that turned off by food. Ask me what sounds good. Absolutely nothing.
I love food.
I don't like hearing what the food is. I don't listen when they say this food and that food is it's this now and is that. I refuse to listen. I don't do fast food joints because I know it's garbage. But
No, I like whole food you cook in your own kitchen.
yeah. But I don't want to hear all the bad things that I'm putting in my body. I still eat ketchup chips. I don't care.
I had
Yummy!
ketchup too.
Now we're talking.
I had some today and my God, they were good.
Oh, they're my favorites.
Alice has changed my mind.
I'm not going to say anything.
I knew you were going to come around.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say it. Don't say it. I don't want to hear it.
Nope.
Not listening to you.
Oh, by the way, who puts ketchup on their steak? Who puts ketchup on their steak?
Oh my God, no.
Disgusting.
That's sacrilege.
Next you'll be saying you put pineapple on pizza.
Oh my God! Here we go again.
Oh,
That's
here we
not
go.
too bad. That's not
Listen,
too bad.
I
It's
told
like
you,
your
Randy, I
pineapple
read a study.
salsa.
Yeah, I read
Ketchup
a
on.
You
read
put
a study
HP
about
sauce on
pineapple.
steak.
Yes, I would put that, but I'm saying I read a study about fucking pineapple and how if it's on pizza, people's intelligence goes higher. It's a fact.
You should eat
Is it
more fucking
90%
pineapple.
now? Is it 90% now?
What
Because
was
last
the- what
time
was-
it was 60 and then
It was
80.
60, then it went
Yeah.
to 70, then it went to 80, now it's 90.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's more like 95.
Yeah, I agree.
Alice, have you ever
It's
tried
psychonapple.
have you ever tried HP sauce on steak?
It's good.
It is.
I don't mind it. Yeah.
Yes. It's not ketchup.
No, I don't put
Horseradish.
ketchup.
It's fucking gross.
I put ketchup on a hot dog or something, but no, not on steak.
Mustard.
Okay.
Only mustard.
How about pickled beets?
Love them.
Those
I
are
love
good.
them. I love them. Yay. So
roasted
other people eat
beets are
them.
really good.
We have a full
I've
moon.
got an acorn squash in the fridge. I can't wait to cook this weekend.
So are you making a soup out of that?
No, I'm gonna roast it.
Okay.
Then you fill the cavity with Italian sausage, spinach, and shavings of fresh parm.
Always count on Italians to make a meal good.
Oh my god.
Especially the sausage.
Yeah, but it's gonna be
And
little
now,
balls.
and now it's a party.
But Alice, they're little tiny Italian balls.
Those are the Swedish meatballs that are tiny.
Yeah, depends on the Italian that you talk to.
I think I might go pick apples tomorrow.
It's that season, eh?
Well, I make my homemade applesauce,
Yeah.
and my kids don't like the store-bought stuff. They prefer mine,
Yeah, same here.
and they're all bugging for it.
Is yours all pureed or do you like it chunky?
No, I like it pureed
No, I like it chunky.
with cinnamon.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
I have to do that. I have to get my homemade cranberry sauce made, my beets.
Ooh, cranberry sauce. That sounds good.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
With turkey?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
we're
know
talking. Oh, speaking of which, when is Thanksgiving Day?
it. Monday?
Is it Monday?
Like this Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
No, next one.
No,
No,
next Monday.
Next Monday.
Come on, guys. You could have kept it going.
Don't fuck with my emotions. I'm looking forward to some turkey.
Homemade stuffing.
Not once has my birthday ever fallen on a Thanksgiving.
Mine
Oh,
either.
we
It's
got-
in December.
We got a Libra.
Mine hasn't either. It's in December.
No, mine's on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Mine is in March. The luck of the Irish.
I don't know why, but
I'm
mine always
Pisces.
stops 2 days short of Christmas.
My oldest was supposed to be born on Thanksgiving, and then he decided to wait a week.
Well, that was nice.
So
of him.
he's a December baby. Yeah, but I didn't go to the actual Thanksgiving and visit my family because they were worried about me delivering. So they brought me Thanksgiving. So I didn't get to like pig out. I got the table scraps. They got to eat it all. I got the table scraps. That was great.
Table scraps are the best sometimes.
They are.
I agree.
Yeah,
The
but
day
there's-
after.
But there's like, the items on the table that like
Hey,
everybody would eat that you would want to be like the first one to go over for the slice of pie. You know what I mean? Like the apple pie, the cherry pie, all that was gone. I got pumpkin pie. And my grandma makes the best apple pie. And I didn't get a slice of it. So
Apple pie.
It's
That's
like
so
warm
great.
apple pie.
Homemade
I
vanilla
make
ice
apple
cream.
pie and caramel drizzle. Yep.
I actually make apple pie with caramel.
Aw, hi Spencer.
What am I looking at? Now I realize it's a dog. I just saw like a little black speck
It's
and like
Chewbacca.
yeah.
It's Chewbacca. There's Chewbacca. Hey, Chewbacca. Hey, Chewbacca.
We thought you had an
Funny.
animal page.
Hold on a second.
Oh, here comes Toby.
Back in a few.
Okay.
Hey, Roger.
You working tomorrow, bud?
Yes, I am. There he is. Look at him. Look at him. He's all excited.
Hey,
now.
buddy.
I got him on top of the table. Come here. Come here. I want to wrestle with you, buddy. Come here.
He's so cute.
Come here. Yeah, yeah. I know what you want to do. Yeah, I know what you want to do. He's licking.
It's a good thing we can see the dog and know what you're talking about.
The apple
Look at-
crumble
look at-
is good.
Look at him go.
Not gonna
There we
lie.
go.
That sounds good.
Aw.
Cute.
Yeah, I got to
Where-
start on my baking
Where's
this week.
little Miss
for
Precious at? Where's Chanel?
She's downstairs. You bad boy. You bad boy. Why did everybody get so quiet?
We're all watching you pet the puppy.
Well, I'm freaking hungry now.
I'm trying to figure what's on the floor.
Yeah, somebody had us say apple crumble. That sounds good.
Well, I'll be doing all my baking this week.
Where you guys doing Thanksgiving, Harley? At your house?
Everybody's coming to my house. Yeah,
Nice.
they're all coming here.
I gotta wait for Halloween, and then I got like basically a whole month after that. So I've got 2 months before it's Thanksgiving.
Well, you can get 2 Thanksgivings if you come to Canada.
Canada, eh? If you come to Canada, eh?
It's about an 8-hour drive.
I didn't say
I'm
the
in
A.
Indiana. I'm in Indiana. So I'm not too far from y'all.
Yeah, I don't think Indiana's 8 hours.
No, I can drive to Michigan in about 3 hours from where I'm located. So basically, I'm south of Indianapolis. No, north of Indianapolis. Sorry.
So north of Indianapolis. Okay, where is what's that city there? Gary, Indiana.
In Indiana?
Gary would be
Is that north of
probably
Indiana?
45 minutes away from me.
Okay.
I think. I'm okay. So Fort Wayne, Indiana. I'm about an hour and 20 minutes away from there. So when I go to my concerts, I drive basically about an hour. And then the last 20 minutes is like your detour off the highways.
Your concerts are about an hour away from you?
Yeah.
I have to drive
They're
5.
usually within a 45 minutes or an hour, either north or south of me. But I like going to where I go, so like I pay $30 for a ticket after the band plays because it's a small venue. They go down to where their merchandise is and you can take pictures with them.
Oh, yeah.
Versus if I go south of me, 45 minutes, you just see like this big venue and you go to a table and you pay twice as much per ticket and you don't get to meet them. You just get to watch them. So I do this small venue place because they'll sit down, and I got to meet Gemini Syndrome for $40. Can't beat it. And then they signed my purse. So I have a cloth purse now that's officially retired because it is a priceless item now. Because I didn't know that they did that. So I just said, will you sign my purse? Sure. And the lead singer of Gemini Syndrome was like, I like your bag. And my dorky freaking butt goes, thanks, $7.
I don't go to concerts. There's people there.
Well, for me to go to concerts, anything that's that's good would cost an arm and a leg and my firstborn. Plus, I'd have to drive at least 5 hours.
Oh, see, I just saw it was like a $30 ticket. Drowning Pool, Saliva, Out of This Way, and Any Given Sin, and then another band. I basically saw 5 bands for like $5 a piece. Plus, they sat down and visited. So it was like really cheap.
I gotta say, of all the concerts I did go to, though, the Quebec ones were always the best.
Which ones?
The ones in Quebec. I don't know why, but it was always the best.
Okay, out of all the
That
bands that
goes
you
with
guys seen, live, which one's the best one for you?
Oh, the best one. Oh shit.
Who's the best live, in your opinion? That you saw?
Rush.
That's a good. I've never seen them, but you know what? That would be a good band to watch live.
The lighting
Can't
show was
name-
absolutely amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, I
Hey,
can't name the best one. I can name the worst one.
Okay. But I want you to name your best one, not the worst.
I don't know. That's a tough
I can't think of the name
call.
of the band right now.
But visually and sound wise would be Five Finger Death Punch.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to
But
say
like,
I'm gonna have to say U2. For me, U2 was they put like Metallica was great, Soundgarden was great, Pearl Jam was great, but U2 they put on a really good show.
Okay, Alice, I'm gonna leave because Christopher James is starting, so I'll
Good night,
keep you
Avery.
updated. Okay,
All right,
I'll
Avery,
keep
see
you
you later.
updated tomorrow. Okay, see ya.
Night,
ya.
Avery.
Yeah.
Night.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna get going too because I want to try to hit the better tonight. So
You should lay
I
down
gotta-
and
yeah,
stay
I gotta-
hitting it.
say it again.
I get up too early to go to bed late.
Exactly. So, good night to everybody.
Good night.
Be safe.